Hello my dudes and welcome back to the Steampunk Saga. Last episode we took the spruce moose juice that you can see on the runway over there out to sunflower fields where we gathered a whole bunch of sunflowers which were going to be really important to recruiting new dudes, but we discovered that we'd hit the dude limit. So we did some research that lets us get up to 50 dudes. We were capped at 25 before. And you can see me here in the quadcopter. So we named the biplane the airship and the weird kind of glider copter, but we never named the quadcopter. So I want you guys to give me ideas for a name for this badass little kind of weird flyable drone. It's a really powerful piece of kit. Oh no, whoa. Okay, it's a really powerful piece of kit, but if you're not careful, you will get windmilled. Now in the background behind me, you can see I made a start on expanding this area out, but oh my god, I ran out of steam. I'm gonna have to spend this weekend carving out this area, but it's pretty exciting. Also, while doing this, I took a look at this lava and I want to incorporate this into the city somehow. I think that would look really cool. And I also took a look at some of the buildings we haven't built yet. And oh my god, if I'm being honest, it really did scare me. There's some incredibly huge buildings we have still yet to build. And it's important to look at the size of these templates so you can work out roughly how big you want these big areas we're preparing to build to be. Anyway, I'm going to grab my build tool and show you actually the size of some of these buildings we've yet to build. So let's take a look. Yeah, the quadcopter is full of fuel, and I've got the build tool. This is a really powerful tool, the quadcopter, for building. If you ever want to just come over here and say, ooh, I want to extend out this wooden log thing, it's just so easy to do it. It's not quite as quick as creative flight, but it is still really powerful. So let me show you some of the big buildings that we haven't yet built. Number one, we're going to go straight to the biggest on the list, and that is the barracks. Now, the barracks regular is on the normal side size. Isn't that big. But this building is only the barracks, and at level 5, it looks okay. What's amazing is the barracks alt. Check this out. So the barracks alt, give me 10 minutes to load this because it's huge. Yeah, check the size of this. Oh my god, this is bigger than anything we've built yet, which is very impressive to say the least. But the barracks alt does come with some interesting buildings as standard. As you can see, here is a blacksmith. Over here, what's this? Looks like a Fletcher's hut because there's string there. What's this thing over here? Well, I don't even need to go really close. That's an archery range. So is this a combat academy? Yes, it is. So this is 5 buildings in one. And if you count the fact that these buildings come with 4 extra guard towers as well, that brings the barracks alt up to 9 separate buildings. That's crazy, but it's huge. And here it is at level 1. Level 2, oh my god, level 2 is a big jump. Level 3, level 4, not much change there. And level 5, but oh my god, look at level 5. Can you count the amount of copper around the edge? Oh my god, it's so much copper. And you know what, the cruelest thing about this build is all of the copper is at different stages of oxidization. That is, oh my god, that is sadistic. Now I do want to build this because it is majorly cool and massively impressive, but there's no way we can fit it over here on this side of the colony. It's going to look weird in the corner there. The perfect place, actually, I believe, is if we clear out these trees, we can convert the top of this hill to a giant barracks, and I think that would look really cool if we decorate the whole thing as like a military installation. That would be amazing. But we're going to need level 5 guard towers just to be able to claim enough land to build this thing, but it's going to be amazing. Can't wait to get started with that, but it's also going to be a very big build. Well, I also want to take a look at walls because, yeah, we're going to need to build these at some point. At level 1, they're very basic. And they only actually go up to level 4, but along the way, they are kind of interesting. And also, there's no copper involved in this build, which is honestly, very good news indeed. And also, check it out, there's a gate. What does the gate look like? Let's bring that up because that's stuck in the ground. At level 1, basic, but at level 5, okay, yeah, so it's not quite as impressive as the Byzantinian walls, but it's still a very cool wall segment. So now we come over to the Mystic section, and what does the Alchemist look like? Oh, okay, this is quite big. This could be cool, and also it looks like it might be the perfect size to slot into this little gap over here. It could be impressive because at level 1, it's pretty tall. At level 2, oh my god, whoa, oh, that's really impressive, and at level 2 it has like midway construction crane. Looks really cool. Level 3 it gets a giant ball. Wow, but oh my god, that's a lot of copper. Level 4 it gets even taller, but what's level 5? Oh my god, wow, this thing's amazing. Very, very impressive. So what else is in this list? There is also the Enchanter's Hut that's, oh my god, yeah, level 1 pretty cool. Level 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, it's very steampunk style and pretty cool. It's also actually quite small. It goes very high, but the actual base footprint is really discreet. Okay, well that's pretty cool. The Graveyard, likewise, obeys the same style of that, the same kind of roof that most of the steampunk buildings have. And the same kind of walls. Basically, it's the same kind of building. And at level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, yeah, it looks very basic. Also, it's got a pretty small footprint as well. Good to know. The Nether Mine. Now I took a look at this, and actually this is one of my favorite builds. It's very small, very discreet, and as you get up in the levels, what happens is the building becomes slowly corrupted by the Nether portal. I think that's a really cool idea, a really cool effect. But the thing is, a level 5 Nether Mine like this, out in the middle of the colony, would look really weird, so I think this is going to have to be underground in the cave that we have over there. Now this is where things get very spooky indeed. I clicked on the mystical side and oh my god, like with most packs, this is an incredibly big and impressive build. Whoa, yeah, oh my god, yeah, this is even bigger than the barracks. I have no idea where we're going to put this. Now, just like your mum, it's big, it's beautiful, and it's somewhat intimidating. And at level 2 you can see that what I think this building is designed to be, when it loads, is kind of like a construction yard for a massive airship. At level 3 that's really hammered home because check this out, these little kind of platforms over here do look like kind of docking bays. And we're going to skip level 4 and go straight to 5 because yeah, in the end, you can see that's exactly what this bad boy is. Yeah, because we get a roof now, and yeah, honestly, this is really, really, really cool. So, a construction yard with nothing inside, that seems kind of weird. And that's where this last piece of decoration comes into play. The final item on the list is called Zeppelin 1. I don't know where Zeppelin 2 or 3 went, but this is, again, a pretty intimidating build. It starts off very small. In fact, if I raise it up and bring it over this way, this is level 1. There's nothing here. Now, when a building has 6 levels, that's usually an indicator that it is actually included in a build. And my guess is that the Zeppelin is a part of the mystical site because as you can see, when you upgrade this, it's basically a Zeppelin slowly being built. And in the end, it does look really cool. Look at these massive engines. Very expensive to build, but the beauty of this is there's little to no copper going on inside here. That's very good news. And so that's everything in mystical and military. We've kind of done everything in fundamentals. There's nothing here that we haven't built yet. And in education, we already have the university. As far as decorations go, there's the Zeppelin ship, which I think is this one. Yeah, there we go. There are the supply camps, there's housing. What's a Carlansaur? I feel like we looked at this before. Okay, that's another airship. And I think this is what the steampunk style intends for you to be your player ship. This is where you hang out, where you do all your crafting. But I kind of prefer the house I built myself. But that's the player house, and it is what it is. There's a bench in decorations. Wow, okay, that's something. There it is, little bench with a little torch. And that wraps up decorations. Now in craftsmanship, this is kind of basically the only real buildings we have left to do. We've done the sawmill, the Fletcher's hut is part of the barracks, but there's a lot of buildings here that we're going to need to do. The concrete mixer's hut is very important, dyer's hut, mechanic's hut, glass blower, all still need to be done. We'll need a crusher and a sifter if we're to do some of our ore processing. We've got a warehouse from storage, and the last one would be agriculture. We've done all the husbandry huts. We've got those massive farms at the front of the colony. So the next builds will be the flower shop. Here it is, levels 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very discreet, very bespoke. The composter's hut, this is again a very simple, primitive, and most importantly, small build. So we can slot a few of these in to get loads of compost for our farms to do loads and loads of crops. And last but not least, we're going to look at the plantation. Now this could be a very big build. The plantation in most packs is a very big build because it needs to have a lot of fields to do a lot of different kind of plants. At level 1 it's very basic, but we're going to jump all the way to level 5 to see what it's looking like in the end. And yeah, wow, oh my god, whoa, look at those giant balloons. Oh, look at this, so it has like floating farm fields. That's really cool, and they kind of match up via walkways to the main building. Oh man, that's very cool indeed. So the plantation is another big build for us. But there we go, my dudes, that's a look at the buildings we have not yet built from the steampunk style. I hope a look at those was interesting to you, but now we're going to jump back in and get back to developing the colony. So let's head up to the ore factory and see how much iron we've gathered in the background, because this thing has been running 24/7. Let's take a look. Okay, yeah, so it's got 2 stacks and 12. That's not a huge amount, but it's free iron, so I won't argue with that. It could be sped up, absolutely. We get more cobblestone going down these conveyors, and I think what I might do is add some speed controllers to speed up certain parts of this ore factory. But what we want to do this episode is 2 things. We want to finally get tough processing happening in the ore factory. That means getting tough up here to the mailbox, so we're going to need a crusher's hut to deal with deep slate. And we're also going to need to configure our mines so they dig deep enough to get actual deep slate. So time to head on over to my player house and build the crusher's hut. The research has been done in the background while we were building. That's great news. I'm just going to park here. That should be fine. And the crusher's hut is a very simple build indeed. 1 iron ingot, 2 pieces of cobblestone, some wood, and of course my build tool. Let's get that back out of the computer and go and find a place to put this. Now again, the quadcopter, which we don't have a name for, I'll be looking through the comment section and I will like and heart every single comment that suggests a name. The one that gets the most likes and upvotes, are they upvotes? Maybe they are, is what we're going to be calling the quadcopter. Now the crusher's hut. Okay, well first thing we're going to do is take a look at what it looks like, and we're going to use this big old flat space over here. This is very much a work in progress. I put down some wooden beams, they look pretty cool, and we've kind of made this area dug in because again, height variation in a colony makes it look much better if you can pull it off. So craftsmanship, masonry, and the crusher's hut. And at level 1, what does this thing look like? Okay, yeah, so this is not a huge build. It's actually quite chill, quite reasonably sized. And it looks very basic at level 1. At level 2, it looks like this. The same, but with more detail. The roof changes a little bit, gets a little bit spicier, more exciting. Level 4, more detail, and level 5, again, more detail. So what's inside this thing? Because I see some redstone. Crusher master toggle. Oh, so there's like machinery in this. You can turn the crusher on and off. Oh my god, wow, this thing looks pretty impressive. Oh wow, I don't really know what the internals of this thing do, but I'm excited to see what happens when we build this thing, because it's even got a daylight sensor as well. So man, what does this thing even do? I guess that's the clue though. I was going to build this in the cave over there, but if it has a daylight sensor, there's no way we can do that. I think this could be the first building we build down here in the trench. I can redecorate around it, but let's maneuver it over here and place it in front of what's going to be our railway bridge. There we go, careful not to clip in, and that's the front door for sure. So let's press tick on level 1 and get this built. So what level does it get the redstone? Not level 2, level 3. So level 3 is when it gets the redstone. And the materials to get to level 3 don't look very hard either. So I reckon I'm going to try and get this building up to level 3 before we even get it configured. Oh no, wait, we're outside the colony here. Okay, well, that means we're going to build a guard tower first. And I reckon over here, right by the entrance to this mountain, is going to be the spot for a guard tower. It's right on the edge of our borders, so that should be perfect. So a guard tower here and the Crusher's hut down there. Let's go get these built. So the Crusher's hut. Now I feel like this sunken area is going to be ideal for a lot of the production and industry buildings that we're going to want in the colony. I thought previously to put them in the cave, but we're kind of cramped in there. There's not as much room as I'd hoped, especially considering the size of these buildings. The Crusher's hut is essential for us because this is what we're going to use to turn deep slate into tuff, which then can go into our ore factory and become all kinds of ores. That's not the only thing that the Crusher's hut is good for. It also turns cobblestone into gravel, and I think probably gravel into sand. And it works really well with its kind of like brother hut, the Sifter, which lets you sift things like gravel and sand into precious materials like diamond, redstone, and quartz. So here we go, my dudes. We've got this rudimentary dirt staircase that gets us down here. This is only level 1, and there's a good reason why we didn't go to 2 or 3, because weirdly enough, there's one odd material that we're missing that I need and couldn't get to complete the build. Check it out. Most of this stuff is very simple, but the thing where we slipped up is the lily pad. I don't actually have any lily pads, so if you guys know at home where I can find some lily pads, let me know. They're probably very easy to find, but yeah, without them, we can't get to level 2 or 3, but that's okay. We don't need this building at level 2 or 3 to do what we need it to do. So inside the hut, and here you can see a list of the basic recipes this thing knows, like bone into bone meal, clay into clay balls, but the big ones are probably sand into clay, gravel into sand, and cobblestone into gravel. That means with cobblestone alone, you can get gravel, sand, and clay. That's amazing. That's really good for the amount of bricks we need. Very awesome. But the one quiz is, we're supposed to make deep slate into tuff, and it doesn't look like the Crusher can do that yet. So how do we get the Crusher's hut to be able to turn deep slate into tuff? Well, to do that, we actually have to go over to the university. It's a custom research. But here we go, yeah, stone cake, then rocking roll, and the third tier research, knowledge of the depth, lets the Crusher learn deep slate and tuff recipes. Okay, so that means 2 things. We're obviously going to need to research this once the Crusher's hut is at level 3, but to get level 3 research, we also need the university to be level 3 as well. Now we've learned how to make a school, which is also good news because when we upgrade the university to level 3, it's going to add the school, which at the moment is just this ugly floating building. Ugh. But yeah, okay, the Crusher's hut is in position. Now it's time to hire a bunch of dudes. We're going to fill the colony up with as many people as we can, and it should be quite a lot considering we have a lot of houses. Now this is a really big and curious moment because I wasn't sure how many more dudes we could get over 25, but let's take a look. We want statistics. Oh my god, wow! So we've got 25 citizens, we can get 37. That means there's 12 more open slots. That's crazy. It's also really good news because it means we can get absolutely every single one of these jobs that we're missing into the colony. Okay, but to get those dudes into jobs, we need to actually hire them first. Ah, hello, hello, it's Molly Moo von Wolfgang. We had a Molly Moo, but I think she died. There we go, I've got 17 quartz and you're in. Welcome to the colony, Molly Moo. Who else are we looking for? Who is that? Up through there, the window. Lindy. Oh, is that a custom colonist? Let's go and take a look. There's also Ambriel Gibbling. But that would give us 3 Ambriels. And there's an... Oh my god. Wow, that's a wild outfit, Lindy. 69 rotten flesh. Literally got lost. Lol. Okay, well, maybe later, because that's a lot of rotten flesh. Dusk Langley. Don't have a Langley. 42 gold. We got the gold? Yeah, there's 52. Expensive, but we're gonna bite. There we go, Dusk Langley in the colony. Now over here behind we have Leanne Drusk and Sparrowleg's Crown. Both of these are dudes we've already had. And it's a bit weird, right? The custom names list should... Oh, who the hell is that? Duran. He's a raccoon. Wow, 7 pufferfish. Hi, I'm not sure how I got here, but heck you, I'm staying. I don't think you are. I can't really afford the pufferfish. I probably would if I had a fisherman's hut, which is something I should do. But that's unfortunate. Never mind Duran. So even though we already have a Leanne, we're going to see if we can hire her. Oh my god, 42 gold. No, we can't afford that. Man, and honestly, she probably only turned them into more gold slippers. Anyway, it's more important that we get more dudes rather than every single name is unique at the moment. So what about Sparrowleg's Crown? Are you cheap? Yeah, 24 hay bales. I think we can wrangle that. Take a couple of baked potatoes, and let's go get those hay bales. Oh wait, who's this? Espia Agronox. So we've had new dudes arrive already. 45 books. I think we can manage that. So we'll give Sparrowlegs some of these hay bales. Here you go, Chief. Amazing. Okay, good. We'll give you a job in a sec. Now let's go and grab those books for Espia, because we've got, I think, how many on me at the moment? 40. Oh yes, we just need 5 more. I can kill some cows for that. Here we go, Espia. 45 books. I hope you're worth it, but golden boots mean her stats should be pretty good. And wow, oh my god, 28 athletics, 28 adaptability. I think she could be the perfect builder, but we'll get her in the colony. Come here. Boom, welcome to the crew. So we have some new dudes. Let's get these guys into very important jobs. Now, number 1, I want to make sure we always have the maximum number of couriers. We cut back on those to get some other jobs, but now we've got more dudes. I reckon we can get more couriers. So Espia, welcome to the crew. And where is the other unemployed courier? Are they downstairs? Must be over here. There it is, yeah. So manage workers, and we'll get, Sparrowlegs in over here. Hop on over and enjoy your job as a courier. Oh look, his tunic matches his chair. That's amazing. Now the next most important job is, I reckon, probably going to be the Crusher's Hut. We just built this building, so it would be a tragedy if we couldn't actually get this operational. So here we go. Where is the building block? It's right here at the back. What are the best stats for a Crusher? Well, they need stamina and strength, and it looks like we don't have great options here, but Dusk is kind of okay for this. So we'll get her over here. There we go. Nice headband. And are there any goggles on there? No, no goggles. But if we ever need sand, clay, or gravel, she can turn cobblestone into that. It's a really important, really cool building. So let's keep the employment train going. The next big building that we need to get dudes into is actually a weird one. It's the Apiarist's Hut. Now, I don't know when this happened, but I think our last beekeeper forgot their PPE, got stung in the face, and their head exploded. And they're gone. That's not actually what happened, but it looks like the last guy we're going to hire is going to be Molly Moo as a beekeeper. So I hope you enjoy your job keeping the bees, Molly Moo. They're pretty chill dudes, so I think you'll have a great time. Just don't get stung. Remember your PPE. Okay? Good.
Yes.
And of course, she's going to need shears, so that's a good opportunity to go over to the blacksmith and make sure they can make shears. So there we go, 2 iron ingots, make shears. Very simple. Got you a job there, Rory Bear. And there we go, my dudes. That is where we're going to call it. So this episode, we took a look at the bigger buildings of the steampunk style. Some of them are very intimidating. We got the Crusher's Hut built and configured, and we hired a few new dudes. We're going to wait until we get some more new names that we haven't had yet into the tavern before we hire some more dudes. And also, next episode, what I'm going to do over the weekend is try and finish this trench and get the rest of this area decorated. It's going to take me a long time. I'm going to need that weekend. And also, maybe on Monday, what might be quite exciting is to finally build that massive barracks over here on this hill that's at the moment full of trees. Sorry, Lorax, but that might change pretty soon. As always, a massive thank you. Keep your names coming in for what we're going to name this amazing quadcopter, because honestly, it's just a really cool vehicle to hang around in. A massive thank you for watching, and until next time, my dudes, take care.